David England, a senior lecturer in computer science at Liverpool, John Moores University. It's the sense of capturing patterns of action of people in the double exposure moving around. It's the collections of the colours gathering together. It's kind of, again, I don't know what the colours represent, but it gives you the sense that there's some meaning to the way people are gathered together. And there's kind of the octagon shape of the way people are arranged, so I can see this kind of, that geometry attracts me as well as a slight sense of movement and action. Yeah, well, in several ways. In a lot of in computer science, especially nowadays, we're looking, especially data mining, looking for patterns and looking to see where different kinds of behaviours arise in different situations. And computer graphics, we're interested in different ways of creating perspectives. So most 3D graphics is pseudo 3D. So here you've got kind of a pseudo representation of the image, especially using the double exposure technique. So that's creating kind of an impression of movement that's not in the actual photographs that he used. So that's similar to kind of computer animation, which is an imitation of 3D movement. It's not reality. From a kind of algorithmic point of view, that there's no underlying patterns and meaning in here, the way that people are arranged together. Also in terms of, there must be a temporal element as people are moving and changing, and that must mean something to the people involved. So that would also come from, in computer science, these are dynamics of algorithms, and they're not just static. Things change over time, not like an ordinary photograph where things remain the same. And you capture an instant. Here you're capturing more of a sense of time. Well, I guess in modern times, I guess this was painted before the 2008 crash. So there's this sense that there's lots of action going on here, but behind it there are people's lives being affected as trading goes on, and as we saw in the crash, that people can suffer as a result of what maybe people here are doing. There's billions and trillions of dollars of trades are made. So that kind of represents the kind of euphoria before the crash, and kind of seems kind of nostalgic now when we think back of what's happened since. I think nowadays I'd almost call it social media, because it does seem to be, it looks like the chaos of a social media situation, and the way that people are gathered together, that's like the bubbles that you get in social media. People with certain clans and certain attitudes and behaviours are gathered together separate from other people. And there's also that sense of, with the movement, of the connectedness of people in this space. Yeah. It would be beyond the scientific. I think the moral question is more uppermost, I think, again, in terms of the financial impact of the behaviour that's represented in the photograph and the world we find ourselves in today. I like it for the colour and geometry, and as a photograph it does have some movement and there's some digital manipulation, but I think, as I'll maybe say about a second piece, I think there's a limitation to the way they use the digital technology to represent movement or difference. So yeah, and also where it represents financially, I found that a bit troubling.